Hi Kickstarters, I'm Penny and this is Carl, and we would like to introduce you to our new project, Expedition Deep Blue.
Well, down in the British Virgin Islands, filming our show Travelers in Paradise, which aired fourth quarter of 2010 on Versus Network, which is now
NBC Sports.
We were doing our travel show and we discovered something that's taken us in a whole new direction. And that direction is Expedition Deep Blue.
So while we were down there filming, we wanted to highlight this really neat, not often visited reef that we had found. It was absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous corals. So we dropped down in on it and we find that the reef is gone. It is now covered in a thick mat of algae, disgusting gooey algae, lots of sea slugs and urchins eating it, but all of the beautiful corals are gone. We found that it was actually caused by poor boating practices. We found a product that could help solve these issues, highlighted it on our episode, and we got an overwhelmingly positive response to that episode.
So this has taken us in a new direction, and that new direction is Expedition Deep Blue. 71% of our planet is water.
Only 5% has ever been explored.
Our job is to open a window to the soul of the planet, the ocean.
Join our dives and adventures while we show you what there is to love beneath the surface. Expedition Deep Blue.
71% of our beautiful planet Earth is covered by water, and yet only 5% of that has ever been explored.
A better statistic than that, and I really hate statistics, is what's the population of people that have been underneath the sea or seen that firsthand?
Roughly 6 to 7 million people have actually scuba dived and visited our oceans.
That's less than 0.1% of the Earth's population. People don't understand what they can't see. And I'm amazed at how many people have no idea what's just 5 feet beneath the surface. I think it was Jacques Cousteau who once said that people will only take care of things that they love. And they can't love something if they can't see it. So our job is to open a window into that soul and allow people to see the beauty that is our world's oceans. And maybe they'll start caring about it and do something to protect it.
People mostly just have I would say, a preschool education on what is involved in the oceans, what's in the oceans.
No, they don't have a clue. I mean, they see the seafood at the store, but they don't have a clue what's involved with that. And, you know, you've had some experiences firsthand. You've been down and had cleaner shrimp come up and try to clean your cuticles and stuff. And, and you've had experiences with squids trying to get friendly with you.
The cleaner shrimp was the greatest. You know, here we are diving down on this one reef, and there's this little cleaner shrimp. And cleaner shrimp are the ones that clean the ick off of the fish.
This is not the shrimp you eat.
Not the shrimp you eat. They're teeny tiny little shrimp. So we're zooming in on it. It's more like a macro shrimp. We're zooming in on it, and he's waving his little claws. He waves them in the air and then taps the rock. Waves them in the air, taps the rock. Now, this is kind of weird, and we got closer, and then he's tapping the rock. So figure, well, maybe he's trying to clean us. So we go in, and I slide my hand in, and I get washed back by the wave, and he taps. So I come in a little closer, and I get close to him, and he comes up and he starts cleaning underneath my fingernails, my cuticles, just doing his little job. And then when he gets done, he just sort of waves his hands up in the air, his little claws in the air, and waits for the next fish to come along.
Nature's own Manny Penny.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know, these are things that, well, less than 0.1% of our population has ever seen. And once again, this drives home, how can you really protect things, love things that you cannot see? And so that's our job. We want to bring this stuff to our viewers. Planned episodes include the lionfish invasion, ocean acidification, red tides caused by algae blooms, improperly managed fish stocks, and the Gulf oil spills, continued effects, and more.
But it's not all doom and gloom. We will also show the success of oyster restoration, some reef and species recovery, some sportsman-funded conservation efforts, the success going on with sea turtles, some ongoing fish research, and one of my favorites, some citizen science projects. Actually, there's lots of conservation efforts from all over the planet that we'd like to show. And we'd also are going to have some very simple tips that you can do to make a big difference for our world's oceans. In fact, I'm going to give you one of those right now. Next time you're at the grocery store, bring your own bags. The plastic bags they give you at the grocery store ends up in our world's oceans. When they're in the ocean, they float around looking like jellyfish. Sea turtles and other animals eat jellyfish. So by you simply bringing your own bags, you're going to actually be saving the lives of sea turtle. It's a small choice that you can make that's going to have a big impact in the lives of sea turtles all over the world.
Expedition Deep Blue is committed to lead by example.
Our cast and crew are committed to use low-impact practices.
As a matter of fact, our cast and crew, while we're on location, is housed on a sailboat so that we can have the smallest carbon footprint possible. And our editing and post-production work is predominantly wind and solar powered.
So we're going to ask you to support our project, Expedition Deep Blue, and come up with some of the funding that we need. We have most of the equipment that we need to shoot the show. Obviously, you're watching this video. You can see that we've got broadcast quality, high-def cameras. We've got all the fancy wireless mics and stuff. We've got advanced outdoor or advanced underwater training. We've got all the scuba gear we need.
The dive housings for the cameras. Yeah, just
so we're coming to Kickstarter because we need some funds to finish production, and then of course there's all the post-production stuff that we're putting together.
So we could just show images of oiled wildlife, sea turtles entangled in line, trash everywhere, red tides caused by algae blooms, but Expedition Deep Blue is not about using scare tactics to get that knee-jerk reaction from people.
Now we could show you those dead fish pictures and we would get that reaction and you would get out your checkbook and support our project because it's going to make you feel better, because no doubt everybody feels a little guilty about what's happening to the planet. But the reality of it is there's just not enough Kickstarters in the world to make up for the damage we're doing to the ocean. And one of the key things that we're trying to deal with is how do we bring that message? How do we make that conservation message to people, still keep entertaining, still keep them engaged? And so we're going back old school and taking a lesson from some of the people that did this, well, 50 years ago, and going to proceed along that vein. Season 1, the first season, we will expect to have in the can wrapped up and available online for free for you to view by the 1st of August. That's our intention, is to have the first episodes up by the 1st of August 2013. So while you're making your decision about whether you can or cannot support us, please take a moment and read through the swag column over here on the left. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. We've got downloads, digital downloads of both the audio and the visual tracks. There's photos that were underwater pictures that were taken by Penny and Lacey and I.
Taken on location. We actually tag on there exactly where they were taken at, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll actually give you the lat and long so you'll know exactly where to dive yourself. We have the DVDs, of course, for the show. We've got DVDs for our other show, Travelers in Paradise. Music. Eric Stone, probably the #2 guy in the country in the trop rock scene behind Jimmy Buffett. Eric's going to be doing our theme music for the show. In addition, we have Eric's latest CD available as part of our swag, and Eric will be involved in a lot of his music will be involved in the show, so you'll be able to get those CDs as well.
And one of the cool things for one of our higher levels of funding, if you want, Eric could come to your house and do a private concert. So
is it true it's always happy hour here? If it is, I'd like to stay a while. If I could reach the stars, I'd go one down for you.
Yeah, how's that for cool, huh? Trop rock concert in your own house. Private one just for you and your family, your friends, however you want to invite. So what else do we have? Oh, you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to come out and visit us on the set. That's right. You get to come out and spend some time with us on the sailboat, out sailing with us, underwater shooting. If you're not a certified diver, we can add that. We can throw in some training so you can become a certified diver, and a rental on the equipment to do that as well.
And then at the top funding level, you'll get to spend an entire week with us. You know, we'll get you diving, get you on behind the scenes and stuff, and you'll have an appearance in our show.
So please, folks, read through the different swag items that are there. Of course, there's always the ubiquitous, you know, hats and t-shirts and that kind of stuff. Check something on the list that's going to work for you. Please donate. Doesn't matter whether it's $1 or 10,000. Every penny helps, and we appreciate every single dime. Thank you very much for looking at us and considering Expedition Deep Blue.
Thanks. The red tide blooms.
Next time you're in the grocery store, don't bring...
Is committed to lead by example. Our
Please, think about expedition. Okay. So please, if you can, look on the side here, pick out a category that can work for you. We really need your help, and so do the fishes, and the turtles, and the whales, and the dolphins, and the cleaner shrimp.
Because our oceans affect you. So you helping bring this cause out to people is actually just helping protect our whole planet.
I think Sylvia Earle likes to say that there would be no green without blue. Expedition Deep Blue. 71% of our planet is water.
Only 5% has ever been explored.
Our job is to open a window to the soul of the planet, the ocean.
Join our dives and adventures while we show you what there is to love beneath the surface. Expedition Deep Blue.